Hey everybody, welcome to the studio. I'm going to talk about how I was on this piece of gear 10 years. This specific one, that one, and what it did for my playing and how the struggles of going back and forth are real. All right, let's get into it. First of all, let me get this out of the way. That is one of the greatest pieces of gear in guitar history, period. We will look back and say, wow, the Helix really did something. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, when I first got it, you better believe, I had come from, the analog world, tons of pedals, and I'd gone through that and different amps. And when I jumped into the Helix, I realized I had infinite power. I had absolute power. I could do anything I wanted. It was the greatest eye opening experience that I could have asked for as a sound designer, guitar player, bass player, multi instrumentalist. I could use it on everything. That's the honeymoon period. This is so great. I would use it in the studio, and at the end of the session, I would export the preset and give it to the client, the producer, save it in my archives. That way, man, I really love the tones that I got on this record. Oh, let me pull it up. Boom. I could recall it. Instant recallability was everything. That was I had never had that before for something to be the same every time. And it brought a consistency to my tone. I knew that when I would go live with the Helix, I could plug it in and I could see everything working. That's the thing. You see the little green light up, signal paths. And I knew that it was going to front of house correct. And if something was wrong, 99% of the time it was on their end. It gave me professionalism. It gave me confidence to show up to the gig, fire on the Helix, and start going. It was reliable. The honeymoon period for me with the Helix was every night, turn that on, I'm flawless. Every night, consistent. Front of house would push it up. He's like, yep, that's the perfect sound that we want. That's the dialed in sound for the tour, for the show, for the song, whatever it is. Perfect every night. You would say, why would that be a problem? Oh my God, why on earth would you be complaining about consistency? Well, what comes with it is a big price tag that I didn't realize was sneaking up on my playing. I didn't realize that I stopped exploring tones. I stopped exploring the search. The search for me kind of ended. I got a good tone. Oh, great. No, 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 no. Great. Oh, yeah, it sounds good. And then that was it. I would rock that preset for 6 months, 8 months. It would be solid. It'd be good. And then I'd get bored and I'd go tweak some stuff, or Line 6 would come out with a new firmware and, oh, cool new amps. And I would put the new amp in there. But typically, I kind of found myself using the same delays, the same flangers, verbs, and, modulations and overdrives. And, you kind of find your rhythm with it. And when that happens, the journey of tone exploration and the search kind of gets called off. It's like, yep, we're good. We're solid. We got it. We got that pro tone. I downloaded the preset from dude online and I sound great. We're done. don't be done. Let me tell you why. The reason it stops is you start relying on the preset more than your playing and your playtime and your exploration. That's not a good thing, because as musicians, we always should be striving to be better than we were yesterday. We will never learn this thing. This thing is a beautiful piece of gear that we will never master. There are greats on this instrument, but they themselves would say, I don't know everything. I don't have everything. So this is a gift of constant exploration. Don't limit it, okay? So I went back to pedals. I kind of got fed up, with I needed creativity. I needed something to kind of start scratching that itch. And so it started with, maybe I'll add just an extra overdrive pedal. I added some stuff from Jackson Audio. And, then it was like, well, what if I added a little tone shaping, a little compression EQ, before the Helix. And those were really, I started feeling something again in my hands. It was like, it didn't just hit the Helix, which is a great, input, but I started hearing the difference of when I would have the Prestige and the Bloom on versus when I would just tour with the Helix. And I really liked having the extra pedals, which thus began my process of thinking, if I like that, what if I had an extra delay pedal? What if I had an extra off-board whatever? And then when you start crossing that line, just dive into it. Just go get you a pedal board and start rebuilding the journey. I forgot about that the Helix helped me forget was the Helix doesn't have cable issues. The Helix doesn't have hum issues or grounding issues for the most part. If you plug guitar into the Helix, out of the Helix, into the XLRs of the front of house or whatever, for the most part, you're not going to have problems from one pedal, one block to the next. The pedal board, however, laughs at that. It says, you like consistency? Oh, well, okay. Well, welcome to hell. Here it is. And so you have to make sure your patch cables are clean and good and secure and properly made if you're making your own, or high quality, or else they're going to fail. And if you go to press a button and everything shuts off, most of the time it's a patch cable. Then you get everything on and it's great. But what do you hear? You hear that hum. You hear that 60 cycle hum that is maybe the worst sound a musician can hear. I mean, there's a lot up there, but it's definitely in the top 5 worst sounds for musicians. The uncontrollable hum. I would rather eat glass than have to deal with something that is just constantly humming. It's like when you're cooking and you got the fan on with the oven and you feel like you're going to do an existential crisis, and you turn that off, you're like, I'm not freaking out. It's just fine. It's just fine. I kind of forgot about that challenge. I forgot about the struggle of getting your power right. Oh my gosh, getting your power right on a pedal board is so much bigger and so much harder than I remembered. The main thing that I've realized is I'm not chasing tone. I can get good tone out of anything. I can get, even, I'll say this, there's no such thing as bad tone. You can play to the bad sound. You can find a riff, a groove, a line, or something. If your tone is bad, man, you can find a way to use it. I had to think of them as two entirely different instruments. They are not the same. Yes, they produce a guitar sound. The Helix, the Helix allowed me to start thinking about polished, really dialed in tones, a professionalism that I never had really experienced before. Being able to have a show computer change my presets and my tempos and everything about my rig, that was amazing. Being able to run, when I was on bass with it, I would run a clean line, a dirty line, a synth bass line, all down their own outputs, processing everything, all sharing a tuner. Like, it was insane. That right there is what the Helix and modelers can do for people. They can introduce a level of professionalism to the most beginner player. That's why I love the Helix. Pedals for me have reintroduced the chaos, the creativity, the limitations, if you will. Limitations is the birthplace of creativity. Yeah, I have a couple of overdrives, but really only got two. That's it. I don't have in the Helix. I mean, the Helix has got like what, 325 now overdrive options. Here, I've got three. The other thing that I've kept simple is my amps. I'm using the UA stuff, which the UA pedals are great, but those are my amps. I'm done. I'm not tweaking the speaker cabinet, moving things around. That's for when you need to dial in that pro tone, that consistent every night I am getting hired to sound the exact same. That's when you do it. With pedals, it reintroduced fun. It reintroduced the immediate satisfaction of turning a knob and seeing what would happen. How does it respond? How does it react to the pedal before it or after it? That is what the Pedalboard gave me back that I didn't realize how much I missed as a guitar player. So if you're on the fence about leaving your pedal board and going full modeler, or a modeler going back to pedals, or if you want to create a hybrid rig, I've rocked a hybrid rig for a long time, and it's kind of like the best of both worlds. If you're one of those musicians that finds himself playing on a modeler one day and the next day, man, I want to go back to my pedals and my amp, and and then the next day, like, what if I put an HX Stomp on my board? And you're not crazy. Like, you're not inconsistent. You are chasing inspiration, and you're very normal. And it's fine to go and look for inspiration, because that's the real thing we need to be chasing is inspiration, cool sound, a cool chord progression, a cool scale, a new technique that's inspiring to you, that helps you write a riff or song or find a sonic palette that maybe you haven't found before. That's what we're searching for. Easy thing to do and really fun thing to do is maybe take your pedal rig and recreate it in the Helix. See if you can, or take your Helix rig and try to do it on Analog World. That's a whole other video. That's a whole other conversation, because what it can do with routing is unbelievable. And I can't wait to show you guys how I have this working, but that's another video. If you like any of these tones, they're all going to be in the description. Go grab them. Let me know what type of player you are. If you're Team Helix or Team Modeler or Team Pedals or a hybrid player, let me know in the comments. Let me know. I love to challenge ideas, and I love to inspire one another. This is not about chasing tone or chasing perfection or which one's more superior. Screw that. I don't got time for that. It's all great. It's all good, because Only you can play like you. Only you can design sounds the way that you like them. Your ears, your hands, your sound print is so vital to the world. So get out there, start making music however you make music. Until next time, later.